Greetings, peace, or Rarikama here, or Rarikaba Mystics. And we're here to do the Divine Partnerships readings. And we're starting off with the Divine Masculine. And I've laid out your spread, and we're ready to roll. Okay. First of all, your main energy for love from the angels up, the Romance Angels Oracle deck during Virtue is let your friends help you. Ask for support. Ask for support and accept it from others. Okay. Ask for and accept support from others. And Divine Masculine, we've had this card for you before, and I remember last time I was saying, yes, cool, we should definitely reach out to other people sometimes to just, have some way to release by way of communicating with others and even, tickle their brains a little bit, see what they think about a situation that you may be going through. But I always advocate that it's not always good to just take on somebody else's inner standing of a situation. You have to go within first, then do your secondary research by going without and then going back within to get the final, inner standing. So yes, let your friends help you. Be well discerning of who you ask for help. Don't go asking someone for help on something that they just have no idea about. You can ask people about things that they may not have experienced, and they can still give you good advice. But just be mindful of the people in general, who they are, how they act, how they deal with things on a general basis. Like, if you have an anger issue, you're not going to go to the most angry person you have if you're trying to resolve that issue. You understand? So yeah, let your friends help you. Definitely ask for help. Accept the help that's given to you, and be sure to ask the right people for help, and know that you are your biggest help. So go within first, then go without by way of asking your friends, then come back within and make sure that nothing's tainting your highest vibration, highest inner standing. Okay, so how you're feeling in the 3D, in the physical plane, from the Psychic Tarot deck by John Holland. We have here number 4, which is your structure, your foundation, at a state of discontent and boredom. Discontent and boredom. And that is speaking of you just being like in a situation, whether it's, the green border represents also your emotions. So you're just unhappy, or you're feeling stagnant in a situation, whether it's something that you're creeping out of or that you're still in. But you're just feeling unhappy in this situation, and it's really getting to you. It's pulling you down. You're ruminating about it often, and you're just finding yourself stuck. Okay? And how are you seeing your divine mate? And you have here number 1, again, green border, dealing with emotions, and it reads love begins. So you're seeing your mate like full of zeal and loving life again, loving life, in a state of mind and state of being where they're just open to love and creation, that high heart vibration. Okay, so this card, that's the instinctive and intuitive message I got. But this card also talks about just beginning not only love or romantic situations, but also projects, and just seeing a new step forward and being happy with that and loving it and moving forward. So you're seeing your divine partner, your divine mate, moving forward in love, starting anew, fresh, new beginnings. Okay? And the message that your higher self has for you is number 18, and it's called Shadow. And this card talks about the yin and the yang, the light of the dark, and not being afraid to accept that you have a dark side as well as a light side. And the message for this card is dwell a little in your feminine vibe, your feminine vibration. You know, go in the deep, go in the dark. Go within the yin, you know. This card also speaks about your psychic intuitive abilities. This is the moon card in the tarot deck, and it talks about accepting that you have intuitive powers and using them, but also knowing to tune in and tune out and being able to turn up the dial or turn down the dial as and when it's needed, because as an empath sometimes we just pick up on everybody's issues, but we have to always remember not to do that, and there's a time and place, and remember to cleanse yourself and keep your vibration your own. So yes, you're intuitive, you have psychic abilities, you're telepathic, you're clairvoyant, you're clairaudient, you're clairsentient, you're all the clairs. You're not omnipotent, but you have many powers, and it's up to you to use it for your highest vibration, and know that those powers can be used for good and for bad, for light and for dark, for yin and for yang, you know, but you choose wisely how much you take. And if you're just kind of settling into that understanding, then you don't want to just open up full throttle. You have to take time with it, you know, use that dial. Use it when you put it down when you need to, put it up otherwise, you know. So don't be afraid that you have these powers. Use them to your best ability for your highest ascension, your highest, greatest good. And the main focus or the main energy, the main cycle that you're going through right now in life, divine masculine, is death, which makes perfect sense. Death signifying transformation and changes. Because I know, say, you're not going to want to stay in this discontent and boredom situation or feeling or thoughts, you know. And you want to be where your divine mate is, where love is beginning. You're feeling good about life. Your zeal is like 100. You're going for what you need. It's that Aries season as well, you know, where we're going at it, and we're looking at love. We're looking at the love situation with this Venus retrograde, how and where, when, what we did, what we didn't do, our part to play in the things that we love and we value, you know. And it's time for a change. Whatever made you discontent and boredom in your structure and your foundation, you now have to change it to get to this. And this is where when you're here, that's when you can get to the card that follows this, which is number 2, which is the sacred union, or the sacred spiritual union, which is the 2 of Cups. Okay? And he doesn't want to be there. So your guiding messages, here I have your angel message is Serena. And Serena reads, I am the angel of abundance. You will receive the money that you need, and God is in charge of how that will happen. Have faith. Okay, because I'm also, money has been a big focus for the divine masculine as well, since a while. Because we all need the material comfort to, you know, move forward. You know, we don't want to be that spiritual high and then materially low, because we have to have balance. We have to be grounded in the physical, and yeah, we're allowed to fly high in the spiritual, but we are in both worlds. I say both, but we are in all the realms. So we have to be able to attain the best in all realms. And abundance and money is about that here. And Serena's got your back. Just know it's coming. Follow the intuition, follow the guidance that you're getting, and it will come. Give thanks. And for your life purpose, Oracle card by Dorian Virtue, is career change. And it reads, you're embarking upon a career that brings you the joy and abundance you desire and deserve. Okay, Divine Masculine, you got abundance like screaming out right here. Got abundance, abundance, changes, understanding, emotions, and just, what's that term I want to use? It's not even a term, but what I'm trying to get at is socialite, state, social taste, socialite wants to come out. Social status quo is coming out, and this is all things coming to mind when I look at this card here. Let your friends help you. It is about being a bit more social. It is about going out a little bit more, not just kind of being stuck in this feeling of, oh, my shit is just not together, and I'm just like I'm just pissed and I'm not moving, I'm just stuck. And no, your friends will help you out of that. Okay. And again, make sure you're being wise, even if you're not having to tell your friends that this is what I'm going through, but just go to see your friends, call up your friends, you know, just go out and relax. Stop thinking about the things that's making you feel discontent, the thing that you're finding bored, that you want to come out of, but you're feeling stuck in. Don't give too much thought and too much weight on that. Go out and have some fun, laugh and live a little. And the things that you do not will come. Because remember, if you're following the channel, not just the divine partnership readings, you hear me speak that we have ways of bringing things to us. And you know, universal law state, whatever you give forward to will come to you eventually. And it's not, and I always reiterate that it's not just your thoughts, it's your feelings, and your words, sound and power that can really give oomph and resolve and push for you to go forward, for you to manifest what it is that you will. So even just being happy on a regular basis, not necessarily thinking specifically about the said thing that you want, but just being happy and doing good and being good will bring you what you want. Understand? So you have the support of the angels and your guides to do whatever it is that you will. Change is coming. Change is imminent. Change is like inevitable. Like this is telling you, right, this is your cycle. You're going through a change. You're going through a death. You're leaving the old into the new. And a lot of us are, but specifically you, Divine Masculine, you're going through that. And again, a lot of us are going through that in regards to our emotions and stuff, but you're going through that for a specific reason. And that's because you've been hanging on to something for far too long that you just realized, like, yeah, okay, I'm done. And it took you to be in this state for so long before you realized they're like, okay, yeah, no, enough. And I'm happy for you. It doesn't matter how long it takes, as long as it takes it. As long as it happens, it's cool. Know that people around you might be thinking like, oh, finally. And even your guide might be thinking like, well, hey, he got the message. They got the message. But yeah, don't ever think that you're taking too much time for anything. As long as you're always striving for the best, then you're taking just enough time. Exactly at the right time. So don't be afraid to make that change with your career. It's all good. And you have here for your Trust Your Vibes message from Sonia Choquette. It's name your higher self. Okay, name your higher self. Number 35, which is 8. I'm going to read from the book here. You can creatively bypass your ego and your conscious mind and tap directly into your higher self by giving it a personal name, such as Tom or Betty or Michael or simply HS. The name you choose isn't important. My higher self is named Sam. We talk regularly and I learn a lot. I know it sounds silly, but it works. Naming your higher self makes conversations with it much more intimate and opens the door to high vibration and perspective in a fun way. You can ask for guidance in any situation as though asking a dear and trustworthy friend for advice. You can speak to your higher self out loud, I often do, or through writing. Once it has a voice, it would freely respond whenever called upon. Ask it by name what it feels is best for you right now, and then listen as it responds. The more specific your questions, the more specific the answers. Don't let your ego block this powerful technique for accessing higher vibration. Lighten up and give your higher self a chance to speak. You will enjoy this new perspective. Wow, that's powerful, and I really like that. Why? Because Mar-Apr is a name that I've given myself, and I never really thought about it being a name for my higher self, but definitely it is a name for the person I want to be. Because I was born Margaret with the H at the end. So Margaret, the English pronunciation, but my parents are both Angolan, and so I was also born in Angola, and they pronounce it Margaret due to the Portuguese influence. We were colonized by the Portuguese for a long time, and before that, the Dutch was there for a while, and they first kind of colonized the land. But also Margaret is a Dutch original name, and it means pearl amongst other things. So and then my name always kind of stood out, but it wasn't ever a thing, but then once I started changing and growing, I wanted to have a name. Yes, darling. Yes, you can. Wanted to have a name that suited who I felt I was and who I wanted to be, who I was growing into. And Mar-Apr is a name I coined, I put together of names or names of ancient terms. Okay, so Ra and Re is an interchangeable, and Ra is pertaining to the sun god Ra, and Re is the same pertaining to the source. In Yoruba is Re, and Ka is the spirit, Kemetic term for spirit, and Ba is actually the Kemetic term for the soul. So I'm going off Ra-Ka-Ba. That's what Ra-Ka-Ba mystics is all about. The source, spirit, and soul inner standing. The mystics of it all. Raziel guide me always, because we delve into the mysteries, and I'm a researcher, I'm an occultist, I'm a metaphysician, I'm a spiritualist, I'm a naturalist. I'm a lot of lists, but I'm all and none at the same time. But anyways, my name, and not just the channel name or the company name or the project name, whatever you want to call it. So Ra-Re-Ka, the spirit, and that Ma'ai is coming from I abbreviated it from Mar-Apr, so I took off the T and put the I. And Mar also represents water and the feminine mother principle and nurturer. And the I is for the I and I. So the physical, the non-physical in I, and I, and the physical. And not just me, but all of us, the one, the whole. So to spell it out, Rare Kama I signifies to me that my soul and spirit are balanced in I. Because you know, Mar-Apr is all about balance, truth, justice, righteousness, reciprocity. So all of that, I want to be balanced between my spirit and my soul, because I recognize the spirit as the first non-physical body, and the soul the highest non-physical body. The soul being the one that's that pool, that abyss, that wholeness, that universal, that infinite, that ultimate, most high, most God, you know? Whilst the spirit is that little individual part of that big whole. So I want my little part to be in balance with the whole. Not to say that I want the whole power of the whole or anything like that. I know my square, I know my cube, but I want to be in balance and not always get the physicalness kind of misconstrued. I don't want to do the separatism thing. I want to know that we are whole and always walk in that knowing. So every time I call out my name, it reminds me of that. But there's a lot of people that find it hard to call me that, because I've changed my name not just for my higher self, which is talking about here, but for myself generally, and I want to walk in that. But I've come to the understanding that sometimes when you have people that don't follow your understanding, call you by your higher vibration name, or your ascension name, or your new given name, it lowers the frequency, it lowers the vibration. So you're better off just having people, you know, when you meet people that is of like mind and can understand, then you tell them your high name. And then when they say it's you know, it's accelerating rather than diminishing or taking away or depleting, you understand? Because when someone's, you know, making fun of it or being, you know, counteractive, non-conducive towards you, your new essence, then it can pull the energy or the vibe down. Okay, so I found this card very interesting, and I liked it a lot. It kind of gave me a little reinforcement and a different perspective too. And yeah, I hope you take it on too. I think it's a great thing. You know, we all change. And even my personal name change came from one of the Nguzo Saba, which is one of the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, which Maulana Karenga came up with in the 1960s with a group organization for us. And it's Kujichagulia, which is a Swahilian, which is a word in Swahili that means self-determination. And I think it's very important, because a lot of us live a certain kind of life growing up with our families and stuff, and then feel that we can't go any further than that. But it's very important that as you grow older, then you have to determine for yourself where you are going to be in life, where you're going to take your life, no matter what you've experienced in life through your family, through your legacy. It's up to you to make a change. It's up to you to make a difference. That's why when you're giving thanks to your ancestors, you also want to, you know, pull them up. Let them know that we are, you know, I give thanks for you being here, giving me the experiences, and always keep in mind that you're trying to elevate your legacy. Through you, you can heal the past and the future right now. So name your highest self, Divine Masculine. Yes. I like that a lot. So, divine beings, divine ones. And I think I need to keep this here. This is a potent message here. Love begins when now that you have decided to let go of discontent and boredom, you can join your divine partner in that state of awe, bliss, niceness, you know. Don't be afraid of the changes. Go with it. We're in a new cycle now. It's spring. Summer's around the corner. I mean, you can feel it in the air right now. Go out, have fun, like relax, let your hair down. Whatever way possible. Smile and be happy. Be not just happy, but be joyful. Okay? Know that you have a light and dark side. We all do. You have the feminine and the masculine within. Work those to your advantages in any and every situation. Abundance is coming your way. Don't worry about money no more. Don't worry about money no more. Like, even if you feel like you're in a loss, whatever, and I'm like, I can't really go out and spend too much of my money and that, don't hold too tight, otherwise there nothing else can come in. If it's to make you happy, spend your last. I know that more is coming. It's not gonna be your last. It's a cycle. You're circulating your money. You're not spending it. You're gonna give it, and then it's gonna come back around to you. So don't be afraid of what you're putting out. If you put it in with good steed and good intentions, it will come back around. Okay. If you're spending it to make yourself feel good, there's no better reason to spend, right? And it's not to be overindulgent. We do have Venus in play, but we're in retrograde, so we're not going to be like just, oh, okay, I just want to feel good, and I'm just going to do what I want to do, eat what I want to do, whatever. No, you're going to remember this time around that moderation is key. Okay, yes, feel good, indulge, but don't overindulge, don't excess. Divine Masculine, yes, that's your reading, and I enjoyed this talk. It opened up for me as well, and I hope it did the same for you, if not more. Okay, we have an infinity right here. We have completions and endings. We have old troubles moving away, and new coming forward, a breath of fresh air. Okay, a new understanding, newness, more light, more joy. There was a little bit of darkness. I can see darkness. There was a lot of green. There's a lot of color. Abundance. Okay, abundance and joy is afoot. Okay, you deserve it. You deserve it. Don't feel, if masculine, if you're male, don't feel like you have to just carry everything on your shoulder. I hate the stigmas that men get, that, women and men get generally. Like, you have to be like this, you have to be like that. No, you have a unique piece that tells you don't go for the social norms. Yes, your form does denote your function. Don't sway crazy. But be your unique self, innit? If you feel a way, express that. If you want to express it. But one thing, sometimes we get stuck on, oh, this is how I'm feeling, that's it. Don't always remember that we're allowed to go through ups, downs, left, right, Helps us learn, helps us grow. But always remember to always be elevating. I always say buffer, you have to dust off the ish, because we all have ish to work on. So you can't just be wrong. You can never be wrong and strong. Don't do that to yourself. You're going to set yourself back. Okay, you're going to set yourself back. You're just going to have to die and come again, and have to learn things harder. We don't want that. We don't need that. Okay? Live the best life right now, even if you know you could have another one. Peace.